Check ultimateguard.com and find premium quality products for your favorite trading card game. Check video description or visit Ultimate Guard for more. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at deck for the standard format, and today we'll be looking at Snorlax GX featuring Wobbuffet and Hypno. So, what is so interesting about Snorlax? Definitely 180 HP and 3 different powerful attacks. The first one is a Collapse for 80, so with 3 Colorless energies, we can strike for 80. And also put Snorlax in sleep mode. Then turn after that with adding 1 more double Colorless energy with a Tantrum Snore. Snorlax can strike for 180 even if it's asleep. The problem is if you are not asleep, you cannot strike for 180, but Hypno can actually help us with Goodnight Babies to do that. On the other side, Polarizing Pancake for GX for 210 can be performed with 5 energies only once per game. So, in theory, with Fighting Fury Belt and Professor Kukui, my Snorlax can strike for 240, which will be enough to one-hit knock out almost everything, except for Wailord and a couple other GXs with 250 HPs, but pretty much almost everything. So 12 Pokemons, 36 training cards, and 12 energies, 60 cards in total. For backup attack, I decided to go with the Wobbuffet. Why Wobbuffet? Trust me, it's a good one, especially with the XP share and Psychic Assault. You can strike for tons of damage, 10 plus 10 more for each damage counter with my opponent active Pokemon, but the Bite Barricade, turn 1, if I start with a Wobbuffet against my opponent, if my opponent goes first, I can actually take advantage, preventing him from being able to set up. So I kind of like that. And of course, 2 copies of Shaymin for the setup for me, so I can draw cards till I have 6 in my hand. So yeah, 12 Pokemons as I mentioned earlier, 36 trainer cards. Let's see what do I have from the trainer list. 4 copies of Max Elixirs. Of course, we want to use advantage of the Max Elixir and power up Snorlax for that turn 1 collapse. Maybe even, probably just for the tenders, for the collapse, because being able to power up 3 Max Elixirs is not that easy. But if that happened, then probably game will be over for our opponent. Special charge times 1 to recycle, of course, special energies, 1 Super Rod to recycle those basic energies or Pokemons from this compiled back into deck, 3 Trainers Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 VS Seekers. So I only run 1 Stadium card, and this is a Parallel City. It's just reason because I want to remove maybe my Shaymin from the bench and also to be able to remove Snorlax GX with tons of damage in it. With 230 HP, it's not going to be that easy task for my opponent to knock out Snorlax. I'm also running 1 copy of Delinquent, because I can discard Stadium from play just in case if already Parallel City is in play, then I can just discard it and force my opponent to discard 2 cards from his hand. Hex Maniac, always good to have, you never know when you can use it and when you will need it, especially against Greninjas. Single Lysandre, 2 copies of, and of course 1 Olympia, very important because Snorlax have 4 retreat cost and it's not that easy to retreat. I also decided to run Pokemon Center Lady, because if I can heal 60 damage from Snorlax, that can definitely be huge. Really can be huge because it's 230 HP beast with Fighting Fury Belt, so being able to heal 60 damage is not that bad, especially when you can just use again Goodnight Babies. So I really like it. Also Professor Kukui for drop 2 cards and adding 20 damage to attacks can also be special, just because Snorlax can maximum strike for 240 with Professor Kukui and Fighting Fury Belt, which can be enough to one-hit knock out almost everything. Almost everything, except for Wailord and a couple other GXs with 250 HP. Professor Sycamore times 4, of course, for that main drop support, and then tool cards. 6 tool cards in total, 3 different tools I'm running. So I decided to go with 2 XP shares. Sometimes you can't power up second Snorlax that easy, so XP share can help a lot. But XP share can also make a lot of sense for that Wobbuffet Psychic Assault, so I really like it. So especially, for example, we can strike twice with Collapse for like 90 and Professor Kukui for 110, and then just Lysandre another Pokemon and strike for 90, and then we can have 2 of our opponent Pokemons with 110, 90 HP, 90 damage in play, so we can easily finish the job with the Wobbuffet, for example, Psychic Assault, or even better, knock out one of knock out maybe even third Pokemon with GX attack and finish the job with the remaining Wobbuffets. 2 copies of Fighting Fury Belt, of course, for extra 40 HP and 10 damage. I also decide to go with 2 copies of Float Stones because I never know when I will need them, especially if I start, let's say, first and I stuck with the Wobbuffet in the front. Then I can Ultra Ball for something like a Snorlax, and then with Wobbuffet I can retreat to Snorlax and then play setup, because if Wobbuffet is in the front I can't play my setup, so that's a big disappointment. And of course 12 energies in total. 4 of them are going to be of course double course energies, and 8 of them are going to be just the regular Psychic energies, because of course I want to have the Psychic energy for my Psychic Assault. Very interesting deck, I really like it. Snorlax is a very good card. Deck is underrated for sure. But it's very powerful. As always, if you're looking for any of these cards, you can find them on tcgcastle.com. With TCG Center 5 code, you can also get 5% discount on your purchase, so make sure to check that. So yeah, let's do a couple games, or maybe one longer game, so you can actually see the full potential of this Snorlax GX in action. So see you in the game. Okay, so would you like to go first? Yes, why not? It's always great to go first, especially with the deck that requires an extra setup. So my opening hand, it's definitely not the best, because I really need something like an Ultra Ball, or at least another Snorlax, or any other Pokemon that can actually be useful, like Wobbuffet for example. So I can just play that Max Elixir. I really need that Max Elixir to be played. So let's see. 1 mulligan and 1 top deck. That's 2 extra cards. It can be something. Hypno and Ultra Ball. Okay, at least something. So let's Ultra Ball for another Snorlax. So I'm gonna try to hit energy with my Max Elixir. There we go. So 1 energy. 1 Float Stone, and it's gonna be 1 Sycamore for 7, because I'm searching for double course energy, and I managed to find 1. So 1 XP share, 1 Drowzee, 1 double course energy, and then I can play my setup for 4 cards. Let's see what I can find. Another Snorlax, Trainers Mail for the Delinquent. I'm in. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna pass my turn for now. I want to keep 1 bench space for Wobbuffet, maybe even for second Hypno. Next turn I have my Snorlax GX ready for that 180 or for 80, depend will I be able to find that Hypno. So my turn 1 was actually very explosive. So 1 Ultra Ball for Xerneas Break and Giovanni Scheme for Gardevoir EX. Alright, there we go. 1 Max Elixir for 1 Fairy Energy. Energy from hand and Sycamore for 7. Near perfect hand for my opponent, I can also say that. Another Gardevoir, another Xerneas, and 1 Geomancy. So already 4 energies, turn 1 in play. Okay, interesting. He actually made tiny misplay in my opinion. So I'm gonna retreat for sure, but I'm doubting about should I play any of these 2 Pokemons on my bench. Let's go with Sycamore for 7. Let's go for Sycamore. I really need Hypno. Okay, there it is. Hypno, Fighting Fury Belt, and Wobbuffet. So right now I'm completely set up, and I'm gonna use my Goodnight Babies. So I can just sleep both Pokemons, and right now I can just use my Tenderest Snore for the knockout, which is going to be 190, and I can take my first prize card here, and that's Trainers Mail. I also have Central Lady in my hand, so even if I don't wake up, I can still play my Central Lady. But on the other side, I managed to wake up, so I can go with my Collapse, I can go with my Polarizing Pancake GX, but I just need Lysandre. And there is Lysandre from the other side. Right now I need Olympia. Okay, that's gonna be a little bit harder to find, but not impossible for sure. Okay, Trainers Mail. Yeah, Max Elixir for sure. Max Elixir, I'm gonna play Max Elixir and see if I can find energy. Yes, I can. Well, let's try with Sycamore for 7. Okay, this definitely looks bad. Super Rod for 2 and 3 energies. Let's go with 3 energies. Yeah, I really need them. So right now I can strike my Max Elixirs and power up more Pokemons. But the most important thing right now is to somehow find Olympia, because I simply cannot do nothing without Olympia. I decided not to attach energies onto my Snorlax GX, and that's maybe a bad decision. Maybe it's not. Okay, 1 Birch on the other side. Birch for 4, so unluckily for my opponent. Trainer's Mail. Fairy Garden. Okay, that Fairy Garden can actually help him right now to retreat for free. There is another Xerneas. Okay, so that's 2 more energies. I need to power up my active Snorlax. I guess I don't have another option. So, gonna pass my turn. Okay, so Xerneas didn't wake up, so he simply cannot retreat. I'm still hoping for that Olympia. I'm gonna play my Ultra Ball, and we'll see if I have Olympia actually in my deck. Alright, so Ultra Ball for Parallel City, and it can be Sycamore. Why not? Yeah, I have Olympia. I have Olympia left. But right now I can even attack for 80. And since I can attack for 80, I'm just gonna strike for 80 with Collapse. And I wake up, so that's fine. Okay, so Sycamore for 7 on the other side. So far, no Mega Gardevoir from my opponent. That's a very slow start. And 2 Spiritlings. Will there be 2 Mega Gardevoirs in just a single turn? Well, there is Ultra Ball, so that's definitely good. And it's Ultra Ball for Xerneas Break. That's fantastic, because right now he can use Xerneas Break and strike for 1, 2, 3. 6, 9, oh, 180. He can go for 180, or even better, there is Hoopa, so he can scan the ring for 2 Gardevoirs. Okay, so there we go. Right now, this game starts to be interesting. If Desperate Mega Gardevoir right now knocks out my Snorlax GX, then next turn I'm gonna knock out my opponent Mega Gardevoir with one of my Snorlax GXs, and then I'm not sure if he can knock out back my Snorlax GX. We shall see. Alright, I'm gonna use the advantage of that. Snorlax. Okay, so it's time to play Fighting Fury Belt. It's definitely also time for the Max Elixir to be played. And that Max Elixir will definitely goes to my Snorlax. More than that, I can use my GX right now. But I'm thinking about adding 20 damage with my Professor Kukui better. Because in that situation, I can strike for 210 and still have 1 GX attack left. And I can have 2 extra cards in my hand. Somehow I feel that's much better. And there we go, there is a Special Charge and Lysandre. So let's just go with the Goodnight Babies. And that's gonna be huge Tender Snore for 210. And I still can't use my GX attack. But unfortunately, I sleep, and as long as I sleep, I cannot perform that. But Mega Gardevoir is knocked out, and I know that the second Mega Gardevoir for my opponent is a Desperate one. But he also missing a lot of energy cards, because right now he can go only for 180. And there is another Professor Sycamore, so down to 7. Down to 7, I'm down to 3, I have Lysandre, I have access to knockout against his Gardevoir EX on the bench, and then my Wobbuffet can actually finish the job knocking out his Xerneas Break. So I think this is gonna be pretty much it. I also have Shaymin for last turn for the setup, just in case if N happen. So right now, 6 energies in play, that can be 120. That can be 20 more, 140. Live stream for 140. There we go. So what I really want to knock out is 1 more energy. I'm gonna use my Lysandre right now. And I'm gonna knock out his Gardevoir. That's for sure. Let's go with the Goodnight Babies. I'm gonna just strike for 190. I still didn't play my GX, so I can still use the advantage of my GX. And that's what I try to keep for the last third. So a Bee Seeker and the Fairy and the Psy Energy for me. But I think that's it. I really think this is it. So I didn't wake up, but I don't mind too much. Only thing that can actually help my opponent right now, or even save him, is going to be Enhanced Hammer and End down to 1. So these 2 cards can only work for him right now. Desperate will happen. It will be enough for the knockout, even without discarding a single Pokemon. But then I have my Snorlax GX ready for that. Pull away in Pancake, and that's it. So I think I actually did a good job playing my Professor Kukui. Oh, Lysandre and Desperate for 110. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna even add 20 more damage counters. Oh no, he decides to quit. Okay, so let's play one more game. Alright, so let's play the game with the Snorlax GX and let's see how really good this card is. In my opinion, it's very good, but it's very underrated. So, waiting for my opponent to set up Pokemon's on the bench. Top deck, Max Elixir and Energy. Hopefully Trainers Mail is gonna be for Ultra Ball. Just for the Float Stone. I can take that. I'm gonna end for 6. I just don't want to discard Energy and Max Elixir for nothing. So, let's see. There is Drowzee. There is Ultra Ball, which is going to be for Wobbuffet and for the Float Stone. And it's going to be for that Shaymin, so Shaymin will be for like 4 extra cards. Hopefully I can find another Snorlax right now. Yes, I can. Okay, but I don't have nothing else. So Max Elixir for Energy. Energy manually from my hand, of course. XP share for now, can't wait. I'm just gonna pass my turn. So, 1 Max Elixir, 1 Energy. Unfortunately, just a regular Energy. Not the best opening, but it can be even worse. So, hopefully next turn I can draw something very, very good. Like a top deck VA Seeker or like a top deck Professor Sycamore. The good thing is that I have Parallel City sitting in my hand, so I'm gonna be able to put my opponent down to 3. I see Xerneas Break, I see Hoopa, I see Dragonite. So it might be Mega Gardevoir with Desperate and also that Mega Gardevoir dual type. So Shaymin and Dragonite EX, alright. Interesting Ultra Ball. Fairy Energy attached to Dragonite. I'm still confused, but it's okay. Maybe it's just Xerneas Break deck on the other side. Okay, there is first Ultra Ball, actually second Ultra Ball. 1 Team Flare Grunt. Okay, so he also played Team Flare Grunts. Okay, so tons of Shaymins and Dragonites and Fairy Energies, but yeah, it's just a Dragonite EX deck. Probably with those fairy drops. Yeah, right now I simply cannot afford myself to play that Pearl City down to my opponent. However, I didn't play my Hex Maniac. I don't feel comfortable playing that right now, because I simply don't need. His bench is full. He also played those Fairy Gardens, so for now I'm just fine. But my Snorlax is in a sleep mode, and my opponent was forced to play that VA Seeker for N, so both players will get 6 cards right now, so I'm happy to see that. Delinquent. Okay, that looks interesting, but also that Lysandre in my hand is very, very interesting, because 2 cards can actually help me to do a lot of problems to my opponent. First one is Double Course Energy, and the second one is going to be a Fighting Fury Belt. Trainers Mail just for the VA Seeker, and I don't need that. But I'm gonna take a huge gamble here, Lysandre his Dragonite. Playing my Super Rod, recycling back my Wobbuffet, and then setting my Shaymin for 3. So if I can find Double Course Energy and Fighting Fury Belt, I can knock out that Dragonite. Well, that was very close. Really, it was. And I even need to attach that energy. So I'm taking a gamble using my Goodnight Babies. Unfortunately, I can't attack this turn, but oh no, his Dragonite wakes up. So Double Course Energy from my opponent will put me in a very bad position, especially if he can find Crushing Hammer and something like a Team Flare Grunt. I simply don't know where are my double Colorless energies hidden. That is just ridiculous. If there was a double Colorless energy, then Dragonite would be knocked out right now. On the other side right now, I'm gonna take 130 damage, but at least next turn I can knock out his Dragonite. And there's an Enhanced Hammer, so he's preparing for the next turn with that Enhanced Hammer. So one more Crushing Hammer, for example, can definitely put me, oh no, in a very, very uncomfortable zone, because if he has the Crushing Hammer, oh, luckily it's a Tails. I would not be able to use my Pulverizing Pancake next turn, so right now I just need double Colorless energy. Yeah, Sycamore for 7, no doubt about that. Oof, it was the last card, double Colorless energy card, so I can relive. Why I can't use my Pulverizing Pancake GX? Oh, because I'm asleep. Yeah, that's correct. Gosh, I didn't count on that. Okay, never mind. One good night, babies. Okay, 190. 190 is also a lot of damage counter. Still, Dragonite managed to wake up. I also managed to wake up, but at least I managed to find that XP share for my Snorlax. It takes me a little bit to realize that I simply cannot do anything with my GX attack, but at least if I can somehow find double Colorless energy, I can knock out his Dragonite even with my Sky Return. So Max Elixir, but probably, oh, look at this, Max Elixir for that energy. Well, I'm kind of surprised. Let's go with the Sycamore. I know that my opponent have that Enhanced Hammer sitting in his hand, so I need to be very smart here. Maybe Max Elixir one more time? It's not gonna happen. But what will happen is a 1 collapse for the knockout, and I'm gonna fall down again to sleep. So I can draw 2 prize cards, another Psychic Energy, and the V-Seeker. So for next turn, I simply need something like double Colorless energy, and I have V-Seeker for Lysandre. So it will give me the access to that Shaymin, and I can just knock out that Shaymin. And that's gonna be pretty much it. But I can also V-Seeker for N. I can even Olympia down to my Snorlax GX on the bench with the Float Stone, remove my sleep from a Snorlax, and strike for 80. It's still a long way to go, so there's one Special Charge for the double Colorless energy. Okay, so my opponent actually helped me a lot here with that ad, especially if I get V-Seeker and double Colorless energy. I think that's gonna be it. There is a double Colorless energy and there is a Center Lady, so I didn't wake up. However, I don't even need to wake up here. What I can do, definitely play my Parallel City, remove both Shaymins from play. There we go. And then I can simply attach my double Colorless energy and use my Thunderous Snore for 180, which is gonna be enough for the knockout against that Hoopa. And next turn, my opponent really needs something that can disrupt my energies from Snorlax, because the game is going to be over. I can just strike for 1-hit knockout right now from turn to turn, and that's way too powerful. So there's 1 energy and 1 Dragonite EX. Alright. Another Dragonite EX and Xerneas Break. Xerneas Break. So for me, also V-Seeker works. Oh, there's a Lysandre on my Hypno. Okay, not a big deal. Luckily there is a Olympia, so it will save the day. that is for sure. Olympia gonna save the day. I must say that XP share actually is MVP in this game, because without XP share I would not be able to have enough energies on my Snorlax. So I'm gonna use my Goodnight Babies one more time. I'm also gonna play my Ultra Ball here, just to discard some other resources from my hand in case of the N. I can smell N down to 1, so better be prepared for that. Another Thunderous Snore for 180, that Xernea's Break is just simply knocked down. I'm gonna grab Fighting Fury Belt, and my opponent will probably promote the Dragonite. I managed to wakes up. Yeah, so double Chorus Energy, Enhance Hammer, oh my gosh! This Dragonite right now can completely disrupt me. But there is a VE Seeker for Sycamore. Whew, okay. I know that my opponent needs double Chorus Energy, so if he can find double Chorus Energy, then he can discard one of my basic energies, for example, and with the Crushing Hammer he can discard one more basic energy. Oh no, he decided to go for the double Chorus Energy, and there's Trainers Mail. Okay, the game is still not over. Even after that Hyper Beam for 130. Oh, Trainers Mail for Enhanced Hammer. How bad was that? Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. There is just a regular Fairy Energy, and it all depends on my Professor Kukui right now. So this is gonna be Ultra Ball for Wobbuffet and for that Center Lady, which is gonna be pretty much for nothing. I know, but it's just all about double Colorless energy. Nope, not gonna happen. But what will happen is Goodnight Babies. So I pretend like I don't have nothing in my hand, but actually I have VE Seeker. And for next turn I'm just gonna VE Seeker for Lysandre. And Lysandre not gonna hit Shaymin, or even better, I'm gonna play that VE Seeker for Professor Sycamore and hope to find... Oh, there's a Team Flare Grunt. Yeah, I will actually need right now 2 cards. Gosh, those disruptions actually hurt a lot. How many VE Seekers? I have enough VE Seekers left. I have 3 more. I have actually, in total, 2 more VE Seekers left, so I can afford myself to play Sycamore for 7. Well, luckily there was a special charge. That is a big deal. Trainers Mail just to see what cards I have left, so I have just energy cards left. Well, I think it's time for... No! Why did he quit? Never mind. Probably he didn't have nothing in his hand, so at the end, Snorlax win. To think what I will do right now, I will just strike for 80 and power up my Wobbuffet to finish his Dragonite. But it's a GG.